Start a new stream, ladies and gentlemen. Hopefully this works okay. So sorry. What a disaster. And everybody was so... Oh, that's working. Should have just tested it on my phone, shouldn't I? Hopefully this works okay. Let everyone know on the old chat, by the way, if you can. I really apologise. Thank you, everybody who came back. What a disaster. I don't know what it was. I just restarted the whole thing. And then when it worked, you went, yeah, it's working now. I'd given up and I'd just cancelled the stream. And then I saw everybody going, oh, it's working now. Oh, it's such a pain when you have to stop and start again. Anyway, what I was saying, ladies and gentlemen, before I was rudely interrupted by 10, I don't know what it was. My mic indicator was saying it was all fine. I think it might mean OBS or something like that. Just not clicking through. But anyway, welcome. What I was saying is Xbox showcase last night. We had about 27 odd games they showed us. Really good. Of course, we had Starfiled looking absolutely epic in scale. But as we found out, 4K 30 frames per second, that has riled certain people. Is that a disappointment, or is it sort of acceptable given the scale? And then we had the Ubisoft Forward with more games and reveals and actual gameplay from the Star Wars game, which was very exciting. And let me just check. That is weird. Right. I've just changed my sound. Can you hear it okay? Can you hear me okay? Are we still good on the sound? Anyway, what was I saying? Yes. Of course, Xbox Game Pass coming to GeForce Now and all of that. So really exciting. Actual gameplay of Star Wars, that's what I was talking about. Really cool. Really happy with that. So absolutely very good. But it's not all a bed of roses for Xbox, because the FTC are looking to put an injunction to prevent Microsoft from acquiring Activision Blizzard. That came out today as well. So, yeah, that rumbles on, as it were. And, of course, we've got the Capcom thing coming up later as well, which I may stay on. And, you know, you're more than welcome to join us. Anyway, let us roll the titles while I back at the studio, ladies and gentlemen. Just calling up all the news stories again, getting everything ready on the fly, because that's the way I work. Making sure, let's put it in studio mode. Oh dear. Anyway, let me know what most excited you about the Xbox showcase. What games sort of you thought, oh, interested in? What were the surprises for you and all of that? I'd be really interested to know. Did you watch the Ubisoft showcase as well? Ubisoft Forward? Let me know as well if there was anything in that caught your eye. I must admit, the Star Wars gameplay, it's funny because we saw the Star Wars trailer in the Xbox showcase, and I commented at the time, I thought, yeah, that's Ubisoft. Ubisoft do great, you know, cinematic trailers for their games. I mean, you know, Skull and Bones or Beyond Good and Evil 2, you know, amazing cinematics. But, you know, where's the gameplay? But today, Ubisoft gave us the gameplay, and actually the game looks really impressive. The Star Wars game, you know, it looks like it's got scale as well. So that looks really cool. I'm looking forward to that. I mean, that mix, I don't know if you saw it, the mix of, there's flying in it, basically. So you know, you've got your normal combat. So you could tell it's Snowdrop engine driving that, because it's got that Division 2 style gameplay to it, which is super cool. Really cool. But then you get to fly as well and do aerial combat, which is really, really cool. So that was really good from Ubisoft to see that. Avatar looked quite good as well. Sort of Far Cry Avatar. Avatar Cry. Yeah. That looked quite good as well. So anyway, loads of things. I want you to put it in the comments. Let me know all of that while I just make sure that we have the news thing all ready to roll. Yeah, we do. Of course, it's all good. Yeah, so highlights for me, definitely the Fable. Great to see. And there was lots of chat about Fable, whether that, you know, where's the gameplay? And that was all in-game footage. It was really, really impressive considering it was in-game footage that they used for that Fable trailer with Richard Adewade on it. Really, really cool and funny and full of that English sense of humour. English swear words as well, which was quite cool. So really enjoyed that. Definitely really, really good. Let's have a look, actually, because it's worth putting it into context, just in terms of Game Pass. Excuse me. First of all, thank you everybody who came back and kept. I really, really appreciate it. I saw it was so good to see so many people in the chat, and then I don't know what it was. Mic wasn't working, OBS not doing its job, something, because everything, all my indicators are saying it's working. So I'm glad you made the effort, because I might have just, you know, fudged it off, but I'm glad you all made the effort to come back. I really, really appreciate that. Anyway, this is what I wanted to show you. So look, 12 new Game Pass titles announced at Xbox Games Showcase in 2023. So obviously Starfiled there, Forza Motorsport, Senua's Saga Hellblade 2, Fable, Avowed, Clockwork Revolution, which looked kind of cool, Kunitsugami Path of the Goddess, South of Midnight, Towerborn, Payday 3, just a reminder that Payday 2 is free on Epic Game Store right now, and it's available to play on GeForce Now if you have it. So you might as well claim Payday 2 if you're interested in that on Epic Game Store. I think that ends on the 15th of June. So you've got like 3 days, I think, to claim that and all of that. Anyway, Payday 3, 33 Immortals. I don't remember that, 33 Immortals. Microsoft Flight Simulator, City Skylines 2, Persona 3 Reload, Persona 5 Tactica, Still Wakes the Deep, Dungeons of Hindenburg, which had a really nice style, and Jusant. So 12 games coming to Xbox Games Pass. And as we now know, ladies and gentlemen, as we now know, let me just, we don't want to see my park bench. That's not a euphemism, that's an actual thing. As we now know, and obviously I'll be going deep diving into this on Thursday on the GeForce Now Thursday chat. This wasn't announced at the show. This was announced after the show. But at the bottom here, today we shared that game. Well, I didn't see it shared at the show. I think it was definitely post-show, wasn't it? Today we shared that Game Pass members will soon be able to stream select PC games. We'll come back to that. Select PC games from the library through NVIDIA GeForce Now. This will enable the PC Game Pass catalog to be played on any device. that GeForce Now streams to. So it's interesting that they put stream select PC games from the library. This will enable the PC Pass game catalog to be played on any device that GeForce Now streams to. Obviously, low-spec PCs, Macs, Chromebooks, mobile devices, TVs, and much more. And it'll be rolling out in the months ahead. You know what that means when it comes to GeForce Now. When's it happening? To grow the industry, blah, blah, blah. So obviously, when they announced the NVIDIA-Microsoft partnership and bringing Xbox PC games to NVIDIA GeForce Now, people were going, well, Game Pass games, it was Game Pass. And no, it wasn't. It was like games you own already that you'd bought off the Xbox, the Microsoft Game Store, or that were on Steam but were Xbox games. You could play those, but it wasn't Game Pass. Well, now they've added it, and that's a real wowzer. I mean, it changes a lot of things if you think about it, because all of a sudden, arguably the best place to play Xbox PC games, well, some Xbox games, is via GeForce Now. Case in point, ladies and gentlemen, Starfiled potentially. We already know that the latency, has been measured on certain games and has been proved to be smaller on GeForce Now Ultimate than on some games playing natively on Xbox Series X. Yeah? And a game like, and really, honestly, the GeForce Now Ultimate and the GeForce Now, I mean, other than the competitive, real hardcore competitive, from my view, has always been this hardcore competitive FPS. You don't notice. It is seamless and has actually been proven to be faster or less latency than playing natively on an Xbox Series X on some games. So this whole argument about Starfield not, being only on 30 frames per second on the Xbox Series X, if that bothers you, GeForce Now Ultimate, I'm going to be playing it, not all the time. I think I'll be playing the game a lot, so I'll be swapping between my Xbox Series X and playing via GeForce Now Ultimate when I'm sitting here and streaming. And if it's the game I think it is, I might be doing lots of streams. But I'm going to opt to be playing it on my GeForce Now Ultimate. I mean, it's absolutely stunning that they're doing this. Now, the word select, I think it's just because some games are not their games. Some games are third-party games that come to Xbox Game Pass PC. And so there may be some rights issues on some of those. Going forward, you'd think that certain companies wouldn't, cut that out. But working in the rights industry, I know what it's like. A slightly new, you sort of add something to what you offer, and the rights that you're acquiring, those people, perfectly justifiable, big publishers will go, wait a minute. GeForce Now, being able to play Xbox Game Pass games via GeForce Now wasn't something that was around when we agreed to give you this game for Xbox Game Pass. So you've sort of changed the rules. Most companies aren't bothered. They're just happy. But certain bigger publishers might be going, wait a minute, you've moved the goalpost slightly. You've added something to the deal that wasn't there. So wait a minute. We're not, you can't take it for granted that you can just allow our PC game that we've given to Game Pass to go on GeForce Now. So that's what I think the select is. I think 99% of the games that are available on Xbox Games Pass for PC will be available in NVIDIA GeForce Now, but I think they're just saying select there for now. So your Starfields, definitely, things like that, day one, yeah, rev it up. Certainly going to be very impressive. But let me know what you think in the comments down below. Let's go back to the studio. Let's see what you guys have been saying, because I've been chitty-chattering. Look, it's great to see everybody here. Everybody hit the likes. I see 23 concurrent viewers and only 6 likes. Do I not entertain? Hit those likes. Do me a favor. I really, really appreciate it. It helps other people find this content and gets them to enjoy it just like you. Let's not make it an exclusive club. Let's open it up. If you want exclusive... Whoa, look. I haven't had one of those for ages. Thank you for the subscription there. I put that little... I created that little subscribe notification and it ran on a bit longer. And now I realise why I had it longer, because I can read it. But my son said to me that... I refer to my son for these things, you know. He goes to me, that goes on for too long, Dad. You need to shorten that notification. All right, son. Right, let's see what you are saying. Let's get to a good place. Here we all are, yeah. Oh, I need to pop you out, the chat. Bear in mind, while I do this live, pop out the chat. Grab the overlay. Copy the overlay, go into studio mode, talk amongst yourselves while I wish, highlight the chat, properties, whip that in, we're good, close the studio mode. Let's just move that there, and we hit the first one, yeah, right. Yeah, we're good, right, howdy, good to see you, Internet of Games is here, Jonathan's here, Sednar's here, Internet of Games, you can hear you. Paul is here. Good to see you. Neil, Caseball, technology, yeah. Everything was running on my side, mate. I blame OBS. Hey, Struggle Boxing. When is Game Pass coming to GeForce Now? That is the big question. In the following months. Let's hope. So we knew they were working on the... an Xbox, games PC app that we would, that we could link into. So initially, the first lot of Xbox PC games that we would get were the ones that were already on Steam. Yeah, just because that was easier. But GeForce Now and Microsoft been working on integrating the app so that you connect your Xbox PC account. Like you do your Steam account, like you do your Epic Store account, etc., to GeForce Now, and they've been working on that. Well, now with this, that's absolutely essential that you've got that. So you've got that seamless. You don't have to keep signing in all the time and all of that. So I don't know. Hopefully not long. I mean, they've just say in the coming months, don't they? Rolling it out in the months ahead. What's that mean? Over the summer? Who knows? Indeed, we are back. Yeah, Capcom showcase 45 minutes. We'll get on that. Hey, Jay Smith, good to see you. Starfiled was a highlight for Neil. That's good. Overwhelmed by stuff. It's a big old game, isn't it? I mean, it is an epic game. I think we knew it was going to be 30 frames per second. Todd Howard had hinted at that months ago, that for him, it's all about the visuals. And they wanted to maintain that consistency. And as a developer pointed out today, what can happen is you can get a kind of a jarring if the frame rate is up and down. Sure, there's some bits where it's absolutely easy for them to hit 60 frames per second, but there are going to be other bits where it will really slow down. So for consistency, they've locked it. They've locked it at 4K, 30 frames per second. And, I think a lot of people hoped, given the debacle around Redfall only being 30 frames per second, which arguably, given the scale of Redfall compared to Starfield, Redfall certainly, I can't make any excuses for that. And they are at least working on an update for Redfall to bring it to 60 frames per second. There was a massive Redfall update today, actually. Still not bringing the 60 frames per second. They're still working on that. But Starfiled, given its size, given Todd Howard's sort of mission just to make it visually stunning and for that stunningness to maintain, has decided to lock it. Play it on GeForce Now, that's what I'm saying. But yeah, it's certainly really, really good in stutter vision. Yeah. Starfield won me over. Avatar and Star Wars. Yeah. Star Wars, seeing the gameplay on Ubisoft Forward today, definitely very, very exciting. We'll come back to that. Let's have a look at the... Just having a look at... We'll call up the bingo card while I'm talking. So you can all have a look at it and see what wasn't mentioned. So we had Fable, Senua, Game Pass announcements. There was arguably a Game Pass announcement, wasn't there, post the show? No Wolfenstein, no Contraband, no IP reboot. No reveal there. Compulsion Games. There was the Compulsion Games Clockwork, wasn't it? No Perfect Dark. No Halo. Halo wasn't even mentioned, was it? No Gears 6 announcement. Avowed. Yes. Versus 100. No. Indiana Jones. No. World premiere. Oh, gosh. Yeah, world premiere is said. Another one. Age of Empires 4. No. Replaced. Everwild. Project Mara. In Exile. State of Decay. No. Forza Motorsport. And what's that? Project Dragon. So there are a few things that weren't mentioned on the bingo card. But you can't have it all. It is a bingo card after all. Assuming the Game Pass thing goes through, we'll subscribe to Game Pass today to play Starfield. Then we'll buy if I like it. Hey, look, I tell you what, that's what happened to me. I subscribed to Game Pass when they launched it, and the big game that they launched at the time was Sea of Thieves. And I've had it ever since. Far Avatar's Cry, exactly. Yeah, that's what I thought. Star Wars Outlaws was looking good. Really need to distinguish it from other Star Wars IP. Yeah, I like the combat in it and all of that, definitely. You're welcome. Phantom Liberty. Yes, that did look good. Phantom Liberty. Forza Motorsport. Starfield. Fable. There were lots of eye-catching games. And Ubi, Outlaws, Pandora and Mirage. GG. Payday 2 also on Game Pass. Oh, I missed that. I picked it up for free. Was so excited with Star Wars, I bought the DLC. Wow, really? Kirk's not mucking about. He's not mucking about, is that Kirk? He's in there. Don't worry, our game. Apologies. I messed up on the other stream. Well, I didn't personally. I don't mess up. OBS messed up. Something messed up. All my connections were working. We are back indeed. The game part. Oh, yeah. So actually on this, so thank you, Neil, for reminding me. Before I forget, the Game Pass on GFN is a great marriage of your two. It is. It is. It's like the Venn diagram, isn't it? It's perfect. I can reuse material, which is something I love to do, right in the middle there. But I wonder whether, I mean, it's a weird thing because if you're just, I mean, I was comparing it earlier that GeForce Now Ultimate on some games has been proven to have less latency than playing natively on your Xbox Series X. No, I'm not talking. I haven't been at the mushrooms or the wacky backy. This is digital. What's the name? Saying this, doing the research on this. This is pros doing the research on this and proving it and doing tests. But whatever you think of that, ladies and gentlemen, if you're comparing apples with apples, right? GeForce Now versus xCloud, it's no contest, is it, really? GeForce Now arguably is far superior than xCloud. And since most games, I'd say about 80% of the games are available on PC that come to Game Pass have a PC version. It's not 100%, but I'd say probably, I'm guessing, but I'd say 80% of the games have a PC version. And Xbox is all about, you know, they just want people to play the games on whatever devices you own, etc. So now, and this also really helps, I guess, as you think about it, really helps Microsoft's case, because I think in normal circumstances, you wouldn't give your catalog to a competitor that has a better service than you, because then why would people want your service? It's on the face of it, when you look at it like that, it seems crazy. Now, obviously, it's a massive fillip to Xbox or Microsoft in their case to say, look, we're not being anti-competitive. Game Pass, which is the only way to play xCloud, yeah? You need to have Game Pass to play the Xbox games. You need to own Game Pass. Well, if you own Game Pass, you can now choose to where you want to play them in the cloud. So that they're really shoving that. We are giving the marketplace choice. We're not just saying, oh, you've got to buy the games to play them on GeForce Now. No. Game Pass being available on GeForce Now. So maybe, and I'm just like hyper speculating out there, what if Xbox go, you know what? Why don't we just use GeForce Now toolset or NVIDIA tech? Let them run xCloud in whatever form they want, but let them run xCloud. One, they wouldn't have any problems with the CMA that way, would they? And B, they instantly get superior tech. And they could offer it in. NVIDIA don't mind. NVIDIA just want people to play PC games. NVIDIA isn't about the cloud weird thing. They're not about cloud. They're about their graphics tech. Yeah, the tech they built is to get people to play PC games, because if people are playing PC games, they're using their graphics cards. That's what they're about. Imagine that. What if Xbox just said, yeah, we'll use NVIDIA's tech, and that will be the new, that's how you play your cloud games. Who knows? Just thinking out crazy there. I mean, I don't think that'll ever come to pass, but I'm just being crazy out there. Hey, Case Ball. Verge have already spread misinformation that it'll be all Game Pass games. Yeah. It will not be all. It will just be, one, it's just the Game Pass games that come to PC. We know that. And B, there may be the odd caveat where a publisher, and I'm thinking EA, because EA sometimes, go, maybe EA Play that you can get via Game Pass. Those games might not, but you can get EA Play on GeForce Now, can't you? Can't remember. Anyway, so there may be, some exceptions to the rule. So I just think most of the Xbox PC games will come there, but the Xbox PC games only represents 80-90% of all the games on Game Pass. So, yeah. Can't see Starfield coming to GFN, being honest. Oh, absolutely, it will do. I will absolutely, Cloud. Of course it is. Why wouldn't it come to GFN? The only ones that won't come to GFN are likely to be the third-party games that they don't have the rights to. Starfiled, all the Xbox games that are first-party games come straight to Game Pass will be available. It's Game Pass. If you've got Game Pass, all you'll do is you'll connect your Game Pass app, your Xbox PC. In fact, you don't need the full-on Game Pass. You just need the Xbox PC version of Game Pass, right? Which is slightly cheaper, I think. You don't have to whole kit and caboodle, do you? You just get the Xbox Game Pass PC, you get the app, you connect your GFN to the app, boom. Off you go. Apologies. Off you go. Sorry about that. You can play the Ubisoft and EA games that are in Game Pass on PC and GeForce Now, the ones that's ported, when your accounts are linked. Yeah. I'd like to see Street Fighter 6 on xCloud. Oh, yes, I'd like Street Fighter 6. Yes, definitely. Not even got Halo yet. I know Cloudbusters, chill. They're coming. Yeah, it's coming. Once they've got the app sorted, they'll all be there. It's been a bit slow. It's disappointingly slow, but they'll get there. Don't worry. But now this announcement, we know they're coming in the months ahead. It will come, but you just need to wait. Flight Simulator would be ideal to play because I tell you what, I've said it before on this show. That's a massive game to download. That would be great to play on GeForce Now. Wow, yeah, that's a good... QEs, that's a good one, actually. Flight Simulator, to me, is like the perfect game to play in the cloud. Figuratively, yeah, and literally, you're flying in the clouds and you're playing on the cloud. Definitely, yet. Select PC games. Yeah, but it also says access to the catalogue. That's the thing. When they select, they're just covering themselves about those publishers that, as I say, this is my feeling. It's just the publishers that don't necessarily agree. But the first-party studios, the thing is with first-party studios, Xbox are in control. So they're going, yeah, those, we don't have to clear the rights. Yeah, it's the ones that they're not in control of, they may have a few rights issues. So that's how it will be. Microsoft will sell their games anywhere they can, especially Starfield. Yeah, we're costing a lot. Yeah, 25 years in the making when you think about it. Select could simply mean nothing before the year 2000. Tear 2000? Yeah, okay. Studios developer sale on Steam, half price. Sorry, but I didn't buy a console to play in 30 frames per second. It is disappointing. It is. When, you know, like we've always said, they sold it big on 120 frames per second. I tell you what is 120 frames per second on the consoles, on PS5 and Xbox Series X. X-Defiant. One of the producers from the developer, from Ubisoft, on X-Defiant has confirmed that it will play 120 frames per second, probably 1080p, but 120 frames per second on PS5 and Xbox Series X. This is X-Defiant. Even 30 frames per second. I know that just... Yeah, so... I think the feeling is it won't be... They specifically said locked on consoles. They were very specific about consoles. So I think the word is, that, you know, if you've got a powerful enough graphics card or GeForce Now Ultimate, you certainly... I don't think it will be locked. That's my feeling. That's the sense I got from what they said. There is early order on Steam already... But I don't think it's got the specs. It's got the recommended specs on it, which is quite high. So you can check that out, and somebody with more knowledge for me. But 120 or no way. What? A game of the size of Starfield? 120 frames? You don't need 120 frames per second for Starfield. In my view. I mean, the one thing about Starfield, which I'd really love, was if it was multiplayer. If it was like a Sea of Thieves type thing, and you had other people in the universe. Yeah, floating around. I know it's a different type of game, but I'd really like that. And you don't know if they're friend or foe. I think that's the next. They put everything in this game, apart from the missing 30 frames per second. They put everything in this game by the looks of things. But that multiplayer, imagine that. Space pirates, nicking people's sandwiches from other spaceships. Just introduce a bit of Sea of Thieves element into Starfield, and today you've got my dream game, I reckon. Yeah. Sale ends June the 20th. They should put a 146 frames per second of Starfield Series X, and yeah. There's reasons, decisions, creative decisions. That's what they've done. Halo new season in 10 days. Or 9. I'll eat my hat if it's frame locked on PC. Yeah. I don't think they'll frame lock it. Yeah, Star Wars looked great. It had all, as I say, Snowdrop engine. Division 2 look to it. But Star Wars aesthetic, really good. Space Marines 2. They should do the 40 frames per second, 120. That looks excellent and is so much lighter. Well, that's the industry. People were raving about Senua, Hellblade 2, and how realistic it looks and amazing. That developer's experimented with 25 frames per second. Because, as I've talked about on this show before, our minds are conditioned to see 25 frames per second as cinematic. For some reason. Yeah? More cinematic than, say, 60 frames per second. And we've seen, I've talked about it before. You've seen when they did Lord of the Rings or whatever, or Hobbit, and they did it in a 60 frames per second version. And it just didn't feel cinematic. It looked weird. It looked like it had been made on a cheap camera. Because the irony was it wasn't. So to create that cinematic feel on Senua Hellblade, the developer experimented using 24 frames per second. Now, it's a different kind of game. Yeah, it's quite cinematic and that kind of stuff. But it just goes to show, it's about how you creatively, the decisions you make in terms of the frames per second and the fidelity. Starfield will be struggling on the average PC. It will do, due to the load on the CPU. Lowering the resolution on the consoles would not make the game run at a stable 60 frames per second. With reflex mode, oh yeah, maybe. That's the thing. DLSS on there, RTX, should look good. Gandara says, I definitely don't think GeForce Now is superior to xCloud in the absolute sense, because xCloud is free with Game Pass, but you have to pay GeForce Now. Yes, I see what you mean. I'm talking merely about the tech. So I'm not comparing the business, the costs there. I'm just talking about the tech as a comparison. But yeah, it would cost you more money if you wanted to take advantage of the superior streaming service available and have Game Pass. Absolutely. And therefore, then that becomes a decision. Does that extra quality justify you having the two things? Or like me, you quite like the option of, playing PC games and your Xbox games. So for like I said earlier, for those in that Venn diagram, for me, I have GeForce Now Ultimate. I am, of course, I'm a GeForce Now ambassador, so, you know, that always helps. I have GeForce Now Ultimate. I have Xbox Game Pass. I nearly did Dave. I'm doing a David Brent. You know, so there we go. You need Game Pass Ultimate for PC games anyway. The quality for me anyway is better on GFN. If you have the hardware, not knocking xCloud, it's pretty damn good. AMD crying in the console. I would definitely object if I suddenly have to pay an extra subscription fee to GFN to play the Game Pass games. Well, you have to, yeah, it's like, it's the equivalent. You have to own the games to play the games. You have to subscribe to Xbox Game Pass PC to access Xbox Games Pass PC via GFN. Imagine an extra £5 for Game Pass. I mean, how much is Xbox Game Pass PC? Because it's a good option. Yeah, so PC Games Pass. Look. Game Pass on its own is $7.99 a month. So if you didn't, you know, so you, I mean, that actually is, so you're not interested in Xbox per se, but you are interested in PC, you know, certain Xbox PC games. Yeah. You're not a console guy or girl, you know, you're not a console person, but you are a PC person. You got your GeForce Now, whatever. Then $7.99 a month, I would argue, is a pretty good deal to have access to PC games. Not that they have a good selection there. Weird selection. On a Windows PC and GeForce Now. But yeah, so I think actually, you know, $7.99 is not a bad deal if you're looking for a subscription service, or maybe, you know, you don't have lots of games in your GeForce Now library or your Steam library or whatever like that. So actually, it can be quite a compelling case. I wouldn't mind if you gave me the priority service for Game Pass Ultimate subscribers. Lowering the resolution won't matter if the CPU is bottlenecked. There's a lot of stuff. A lot of stuff's got to come through that CPU, hasn't it? Can't see it being only, yeah, to play PC Game Pass. Yeah, it'd be interesting to see. This is what I'm on the lookout. Do they offer the same deal to Boosteroid? Or is it just a GeForce Now thing? Relationship that they've got, an Nvidia Microsoft thing, or do they make it more widely available? Because last time, obviously, the Microsoft deal they did with, you know, Ubitus, was it Enware, Boosteroid, and GeForce Now, you know, making Xbox PC games available on those platforms. But is the PC Game Pass availability exclusive to GeForce Now? That's the interesting to watch. So watch for the next few days. I will be checking with my contacts at Boosteroid to see whether it's being offered out on a more widely basis, or whether it is exclusive to GeForce Now. Which, if it is, I can see them, you know, leaning on Nvidia a bit more and sort of maybe utilizing that tech. Just like Ubi and EA Play, exactly. Oh, you could see subscription's going to mount up if you're a hardcore subscriber to gaming. Ubisoft, GeForce Now, your Game Pass, EA Play. I'm okay with myself. I have both with Ubisoft, Epic, Steam, and now PC Game Pass. It's going to happen. Well, see, I mean, it's perfect. Like, as I say, for me, I have Game Pass for me and my son because of the Xbox. I play on the console all the time, but I also play on GFN. You got this. Stay hydrated. I know, man. My throat goes sometimes. I'm getting old. Oh, I've got a story about that. Flight sim, yeah. Flight sim. I always... amount of time, I think we've mentioned it before, and so many people have, other people I know have certainly said, oh, Microsoft Flight Simulator in the cloud would be perfect. And, well, it's happening, people. I mean, they were prioritizing this event in their studios and flagship over their cloud side hustle at GFN. Things will run smoother now. Definitely. Battlefield and Call of Duty on Xbox Series X. GFN could run it 120Es. Ultra... Oh, imagine that. Starfield, will it have an ultra-wide? Wow. Nintendo knows. Watching a game, yes, but higher frame means more responsive, doesn't it? Especially, yes, absolutely. In shooters, racing games, you know, fast, twitchy games like that, definitely. Traveling around, gazing at stuff, less so. But yeah, telling a story. GeForce Now tier has better quality than xCloud. All right, struggling box. Yeah, you got a queue. The thing about the Xbox, about GeForce Now free level is it's a bad advert for GeForce Now, quite frankly. Yoshida's in the house. Konbanwa. Yokoso. xCloud doesn't do ultra wide, but yeah, it's pretty good xCloud for 1080p. The queues are low if you play it at the right time when nobody's awake. Yeah, I am. I when I said it, I realised it's already on. But it wasn't initially. You see, that was the thing. When it was on PC, but it wasn't initially via the cloud. I seem to remember, but then it came on. But what I mean is, specifically in GFN. But thank you for pointing it out for the sake of clarity. Right, let me just whiz through a few news stories quickly. Before we... Yes, so there is another... Let's close that down. If you haven't had enough showcase, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to find out more information. Because look... June the 13th, tomorrow, there's your Xbox Games Showcase extended. More showcase, ladies and gentlemen, coming up. So I just thought I want to share that with you quickly. Obviously, we've talked at length about... See what he says. If I put this... just check my desktop quickly. Hopefully we can hear this.
It's 4K in the X, it's 1440 on the S. We do lock it at 30 because we want that fidelity. We want all that stuff. We don't want to sacrifice any of it. Fortunately, in this one, we've got it running great. It's often running way above that. Sometimes it's 60. But on the consoles, we do lock it because we prefer the consistency. Yeah. Right? You're not even thinking about it. And we don't ever want to sacrifice that experience that makes our games, really, really special. So feels great. We're really happy with how it feels, even in the heat of battle. And we need that headroom because...
So anyway, that's what he's saying. Yeah, Capcom. Let's jump to the Capcom Showcase live. Let me... Let's just go there quickly. It's been a great show tonight. Really good to see everybody. And we go.
We marked Capcom's 40th anniversary.
Right, let me put
big thanks to everyone for playing our game.
I'm just going to change.
It's thanks to our amazing fans that we can celebrate such a
headset.
milestone.
So I'm just going to change.
We look forward
to
creating
this
many
on
more games in the years to come, and we hope that
we can rock and roll.
Now it's time to show off our latest titles at the Capcom Showcase. Stay tuned until the end so you...
Bear with me. Just changing the sound so I can hear it. Oh, I'm panicking. I'm pressing the wrong button. We'll be there in a minute. Sound settings. Right, you should hear that now. And let's watch the old Capcom showcase, ladies and gentlemen. Remember, hit likes, as I said. 22 people watching, only 14 likes. We're giving you double entertainment today. We're there, ladies and gentlemen. Right. Creepy. Creepy. Anybody know what this is? I just want to check the resolution. Just up the quality a bit. Yeah, there was. This is... Yes, I was thinking this was it, wasn't it? There was a Capcom game. Oh, it's that one that I didn't recognise on the bingo, on the... And this is coming to Game Pass. Yes, Path of a Goddess. I think this was the one that was coming to Game Pass. Yes, Game Pass. There it is. So they did show this.
Aesthetics come to life through the power of RE Engine. Experience a unique blend of
RE Engine
and action in this epic tale.
It's like Stable Diffusion, yeah.
Yet unsettling world of mystery awaits in Kunitsugami.
It is full screen. You just want this to
Xbox Series X, Xbox Series S, Windows, PlayStation 5, and Steam. Mega Man X Dive Offline is coming to Steam, iOS, and Android.
Okay. What you mean is that
the deep log, which holds collected memories of the Mega Man X series, is under attack. Dive into cyberspace using hunter programs to recover data before it's too late.
Mega Man.
Play as Mega Man X and other characters from the Mega Man franchise, including characters that haven't been playable before.
Who's a fan of Mega Man?
Level up your favorite characters and equipment to create a powerful hunter.
I never really got into Mega Man.
Power up your weapons and more to customize your character however you want. Mega Man X Dive Offline.
Offline?
Control and develop over 100 different characters.
I tell you, Cloudbusters, it's very demanding, aren't you, Cloudbusters?
Mega Man X Dive.
Very demanding.
Complete stages and use element metals to recover memory pieces. Then analyze recovered memories to unlock characters. There are more than 900 stages to play.
There we go.
Mechanics and enemies await on classic and new stages.
Yeah.
You're bound to
I'll mute the mic.
Bosses from the past. Build the ultimate hunter.
I'm muting the mic now.
Log from total destruction.
I've disappeared now. You happy? Peekaboo! Peekaboo!
Mega Man X Dive Offline launches in 2023. Now, here's the Capcom Spotlight Corner.
A new era of fighting games is upon us. Street Fighter VI launched on June 2nd. It's already received an enthusiastic welcome from fighting game fans around the world. Street Fighter VI includes World Tour, an expansive single-player story mode.
England? Was that England?
The core fighting game experience made even more accessible.
Like Tottenham Court Road or whatever.
And Battle Hub, a social space where players from around the world can compete and hang out. These are the game's 3 main modes.
It's all right, Cloudbusters.
We're planning to release new
I'm only
fighters and
joshing you.
content, so you can enjoy the game for a long time to come. Street Fighter VI is out now for PlayStation 5,
Why?
PlayStation 4,
And maybe the
Xbox
Japanese
Series X,
in the
Xbox Series
audience
S, and
can tell
Steam.
me.
Don't miss it.
Why do they always use that typeface for subtitles? Even in games they use that typeface. It's like a
We also
thin...
have an announcement for Capcom Pro Tour 2023.
Here.
This year's Capcom Pro Tour will feature Street Fighter VI, the newest entry in the series. Players from around the world will compete in regional matches and battle to be this year's champion. To celebrate the launch of Street Fighter VI, this year we have our largest prize pool ever. The total prize pool for Capcom Pro Tour is over $2 million, with $1 million going to first place.
What?
Capcom
$1 million?
Pro Tour 2023 will feature 3 types of tournaments: online premieres, offline premieres, and World Warrior. The winners of each tournament will advance to the World Finals at Capcom Cup 10. Stay tuned to see which player will crush the competition and take home this year's championship. Next, we have news about Street Fighter League Pro JP 2023. In Street Fighter League, the world's top players form teams of 4 and compete in official Capcom Team League matches. We have the largest number of teams ever. The opening match will be held on July 7th and will be streamed live on the Capcom Fighters JP channel on YouTube and Twitch. Don't forget about the Street Fighter League World Championship 2023. The US and European leagues will determine the teams that will go on to compete in the World Championship.
Yeah, I just bash buttons. I'm a
Get up
bashing,
close and
button
personal
bashing.
with Resident Evil 4 on PlayStation 5. The game's main story will be playable in VR with PlayStation VR 2. Thanks to the power of PlayStation VR 2, you'll be able to experience an even more immersive version of the game. Take aim as you fight to survive. RE4's cutting-edge knife action is
Yeah, I'm muted because I'm watching the show.
and the PlayStation VR 2 Sense controller makes parrying even more intuitive. Experience extreme survival horror firsthand. Resident Evil 4 VR mode is a free DLC exclusive to PlayStation VR 2.
Is that what it looks like? It looks pretty good quality.
Now on to the next game in today's lineup.
I can see the emojis. Do you mean on my show or this show?
Up you go. Sorry, kid. Still got a ways to go.
Okay, this looks good. Pragmata. This game looks good. I'm loving the aesthetic of this game. Oh. A heavy heart. They must further postpone the release. Is it ever going to get a release?
It's almost time for Ghost Trick. Here's the latest on the game.
Hello everyone, I'm Shu Takumi, the original creator of Ghost Trick. It's almost time for the game's release, and I can't wait for you to play it. But
Lovely
first,
shirt. What's he
let's get
doing?
started with this.
Shirt, waistcoat combo. What the hell is this?
The demo for Ghost Trick is available now for download. The story stars a lonely spirit named Cecil. In the course of solving his own murder, he will meet and change the lives of all sorts of people in all sorts of situations. Things may seem unrelated at first, but each person plays a vital role in
How did he get
story.
shot like that?
And together,
Lying in
their
that
stories
position.
lead him to one ultimate truth. So think of the demo as a doorway, inviting you into a great big mystery. It's been 30 years since we made the original game. And just like Cecil, I met many new people.
very
and there were
strange.
Many miracles that occurred during its development. I have no doubt these experiences are what shaped Ghost Trick into the unforgettable game it is. To the team that lovingly ported this game, and all the fans who have shown so much love towards it, I'm so grateful to all of you. I'm thrilled that through this rebirth, Ghost Trick will be available to so many more people around the world. Now, to wait for its release. And one more thing. I practiced very, very hard for 2 weeks for this appearance. So, should we meet someday, it will make me very happy if it could speak in Japanese.
はい。私も。
From the creator of the Ace Attorney series, Shu Takumi, this classic mystery game is being reborn. One night, a man named Cecil loses both his memory and his life. Using the powers of the dead, he tries to solve the mystery of his own death. The only clue he has is a red-headed detective. A night of mystery begins anew. A rookie detective, brimming with a sense of justice. She too is being targeted, and Cecil witnesses her death. Who was I? Why was I killed? Who killed me? And what does it mean that I was given these powers of the dead? Use the powers of the dead to possess and trick items. The controls are easy. Connect Cecil's glowing blue soul to the core of objects to possess them. Possess the tire. Possess the bowl. Possess the star ornament. You can then trick the objects you possess. Trick the guitar to play it. What will happen when you trick the cart? Trick the door to open it. Possessing and tricking objects will let you
Weird
access
game.
new areas. Cecil can go back 4 minutes before someone's death. What happened before her murder? Those clues are hidden in the past. Follow past events in real
It's like
time.
a kind of memento.
The limit, however, is 4 minutes. Help people avoid near-death predicaments and change their fates. Cecil will face death in many forms. Changing their fates will change the story. And that story must be linked in some way to the mystery of Cecil's death. Ghost Trick, launching on June 30th, 2023.
Xbox One.
Demo version available now.
So not
Don't
on
miss the
the
pre-order bonuses.
current gen.
See the official website for details.
It's a mystery.
Now on to the next game
World
in
premiere.
Objection!
I always wanted to play one of these games. Ace Attorney. I like the way they always put this of the sound to save on localization. They don't even bother putting the dialogue, saying the dialogue on JRPGs and things like that, do they? Just get that beep 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 beep. 3 Ace Attorney games in one. Apollo Justice Trilogy. I've been looking at a few ultra-wides.
In Ace Attorney, players serve as lawyers for the falsely accused. Battle for justice in the courtroom and uncover the truth. Now, the 4th, 5th, and 6th mainline Ace Attorney games are being brought together to share the story of Apollo Justice and his allies in the dark age of the law.
Who's played this
On
game?
Nintendo Switch, PlayStation 4, Xbox One, Windows, and Steam.
It's interesting these Japanese games specifically don't target Xbox One
Each game have been
Series X.
in beautiful full HD. Available in 7 languages.
Just
Japanese,
legacy
English,
French,
German,
just legacy
Korean,
consoles.
and traditional and simplified Chinese.
Yeah.
We've also added voice recordings for the new languages.
Ah, there we are.
We're
Voice
sure there's no
recordings.
objection to everything included in this collection. Apollo Justice Ace Attorney Trilogy is
Thanks for the
currently in
subscription
development
there.
for release in early
Much
2024.
appreciated. 2024.
Please look
Move
forward
back.
to more information about this collection in the future.
2024.
Next, we have some Capcom news to share.
Ooh. We've just been bought.
This month marks Capcom's 40th anniversary. As
What
part of the celebration, we've opened
what
a
make
digital
have you
Capcom
got,
Capcom
Cloudbusters? What make of widescreen?
Take a stroll
Ultra
through the
wide.
museum to view original artwork and other materials from various titles on display. You can even play a few of Capcom's beloved classics for free. Head on over to the castle to cast your vote in the Capcom elections.
Oh, good then.
Participants will receive a special reward, so don't miss out. We can't wait for everyone to enjoy these attractions, along with the many other fun experiences we've prepared at
Capcom Town. Capcom Town.
A Capcom ID account is required to play Resident Evil RE-Verse, our new upcoming title Exoprimal, and to use the online
random.
features of Street Fighter 6.
Is reverse actually
You can
happening?
also use this account with other Capcom services and campaigns, such as a survey about today's Capcom showcase. We'll release more titles and services compatible with Capcom ID soon. Register
Everybody
now
wants to
for Capcom ID.
Everybody wants to sign you up. There we are. Just got my QR
Now
code.
for the latest on Exoprimal ahead of
Oh, a
next month's
Lenovo.
launch.
Very good.
Hello, everyone.
Here we go.
I'm Takudo Hideoka, the director of Exoprimal. I'm
Konbanwa.
excited to share the latest Exoprimal news with you all. But first, let's check out this video.
Yeah, why not? Video world premiere. Hi.
Hello?
heard activity on this frequency. Hello? My name is Garrett Siles.
The RE stuff,
He was responsible
really
for the entire exosuit project.
distinctive look,
I assume.
aesthetically.
Exosuits were developed right here.
Lucky I didn't do the Ubisoft one, I was just tired.
We need access to the past. All my
Wow, I've not tried it on the phone.
to be picked up back in 2040. Intact and hot off the presses. The access codes to override Leviathan. You can shut it down. The whole thing.
Heisel.
The fuel of the future.
All this time, Heisel is a side effect of time travel? Did they just juice it out of dead dinosaurs?
At least we know why dinosaurs bleed blood. Lozol. Unrefined Lozol in the blood. A Neosaur. I mean, look at this. It's a walking glob of stuff.
Bit of platforming. Oh, it's one of those things that, yeah, look, classic platforming where your platforms get reduced over time.
We'll find a way out of here.
All other projects.
That was very Power Rangers, wasn't it?
Look for anything starting with 181. That's the project code for Leviathan's core.
Okay, Doc.
Oh, gentlemen, I didn't get your names.
Golos, the Hammerheads.
Well done. You fought desperately and survived. The perfect exosuit development project is nearing fruition. Activating Massacre Module. Summoning Neo T-Rex Swarm.
This is all helping to make a better exosuit.
Good hunting, Ace.
Exoprimal.
Presenting my most exciting combat project, the Savage Gauntlet.
PS5, Xbox, Game Pass. It's coming to Game Pass, ladies and gentlemen. Exoprimal coming to Game Pass. This is the extension of the Xbox Monday Night Chat. Thank you for watching. Thank you for sticking with me. We're getting Xbox Game Pass games. A what? 490 PC, but I don't want it. Oh. Play it day one with. There we are. What did I just say?
What did you think? That was a lot of new info. Before we dive in, I'd like to give a huge thanks to all the players who participated in the open beta test back in March.
I'm glad it's coming to Game Pass.
So many participants.
If
Plus, it gave us
only.
a lot of invaluable feedback.
Yeah, give it a go. I'm curious.
Thank you enough.
That's the beauty of Game Pass.
Only portions of the Dino Survival content were made available for the open beta test. Today, we'll be introducing more content included in the full game. Let's take a look at what you can expect when Exoprimal launches on July 14th.
Not long. 4 weeks.
Let's start with the story. Ace, the game's protagonist, is transported to the year 2040 and forced to participate in a never-ending series of war games. The story unfolds as you play through Dino Survival, the game's main mode. Gathering intel to update the analysis map unravels the mysteries surrounding parallel worlds and the AI entity known as Leviathan. At times, players will also engage in special boss battles as part of the main story. Dino Survival mode will also change as the story progresses. You'll unlock new missions with a variety of objectives, including 10-player co-op, a multitude of dinosaurs to fight.
10-player co-op?
The game will also feature an assortment
1,700 quid. Ka-ching!
Modules can be used to enhance exosuits and modify active skills. These modules can be obtained by fulfilling certain conditions while you play the game. You can also personalize your appearance with a variety of cosmetics, such as exosuit skins, weapon skins, decals, and emotes. The game also features a special 5-player mission that changes weekly. compete with squads from around the world for the fastest completion times, or by earning awards through achievements,
competitiveness.
like most damage block with a tank suit in battle. There are many ways to enjoy the game, even after completing the main story. We took your feedback into consideration as well. In the full version of Exoprimal, we plan to implement a mode where victory is determined by completing missions as quickly as possible, instead of direct combat with other players. We hope you look forward to that. Now, let's go over all the new info we just saw in the video. Who was that new face at the beginning?
Yeah.
Meet Dr. Signs, the developer of the exosuits, and the head of Anchor Division, IBS's elite research group based on Bikitoa Island. The Stratovator, a space elevator that extends from the Anchor Division research facility into orbit, will also be a playable
space elevator.
Incredible battles will unfold while exofighters and dinosaurs clash atop this massive space elevator. Players will even encounter dangerous mutations of dinosaurs, known as neosaurs, the most deadly among them being the Neo T-Rex. You'll need to work together with your team to stand a chance at taking them down. Oh no, is that a swarm of Neo T-Rexes?
Is it?
What are Leviathan's true intentions? Wait, what's the deal with this new exosuit? While it may look similar to Deadeye, this exosuit is a variant called Deadeye Alpha Burst Fighter.
Of course it
Unlike
is.
the default Deadeye, this variant comes equipped with a weapon that can burst fire or be used as a shotgun, allowing exofighters to change their style of play.
Yes.
Exosuit variants, including Deadeye Alpha, will be added in a title update following the full version's release.
Nice roll away.
We revealed
Dodge.
Savage Gauntlet, a mode that lets you take on special 5-player missions that change weekly. In this mode, players can enjoy a change of pace from Dino Survival by competing against exofighters from all over the world for the fastest completion time. More info about exosuit variants and Savage Gauntlet will be revealed at the Xbox Game.
Challenge accepted.
Be sure to tune in. And last but not least, we're excited to announce that we'll be holding a second open beta test. This time, we're including additional story-related missions, 10-player co-op missions, and other adjustments based on everyone's feedback. Check out the official website for dates and times.
Wow, $3,000.
We hope you're all excited to try out this new content. Players will also receive a new reward for participating.
Yeah, I always have mine. I don't build my own.
We'll continue
I have
to
them.
make adjustments to Exoprimal, leading up to the game's launch on July 14th.
I have them built for me. I mean,
Thank you again for all the feedback.
better get somebody who builds them all
We look
for a
forward to
living.
seeing you in the second open beta test.
I want an exit.
That's all we have for you today.
Yeah.
See you in the War Games. It's going to be a ton of fun.
Hey, Pandai!
Next up is the last title we'll be showing off today.
Dragon's Dogma 2. Big dragon.
Hi everyone, my name is Hideaki Itsuno, and I'm the director of Dragon's Dogma 2. It's been over a year since we celebrated 10 years of Dragon's Dogma, and I can finally give you some more information about the new game. First, let's take a look at the trailer we revealed the other day.
Do it. Do it. If you can't buy stuff for yourself now, you never can. Internet games. Yeah. That's true. You know, I've talked about, you know, what they call mammals, middle-aged men in Lycra in the UK, you know. Them in their 40s plus, spending $3,500 on a carbon fibre bicycle, you know.
That begs the question.
So why can't somebody spend $3.5 grand on a gaming PC if that's their thing, you know?
Empress Nadinia's life is in your hands, Sir Arisen.
Praise be, for only the sovereign's guidance
Yeah.
will lead us true.
It costs more than the exosuit. Medusa.
That is most unfortunate, but it doth not release thee from thy fate.
Couldn't quite get the genre of that game. Xbox Series X, Steam, all good stuff.
What did you think? The action RPG game Dragon's Dogma was released
No,
in 2012.
we don't do Apple.
Now, a decade later, I'm proud to share a look at the highly
No.
anticipated sequel, Dragon's Dogma 2. Today I want to talk about two characteristics that Dragon's Dogma 2 will inherit from its
Has anybody
predecessor.
played Dragon's Dogma 1?
Dragon's Dogma 2 will be a single-player game, but with pawns at your side, it will feel like co-op.
Ah.
And second, gameplay will feature action role-playing mechanics set in an open-world environment. In the Dragon's Dogma series, you embark on your adventures with pawns, otherworldly beings controlled by AI. Alongside the player-controlled Arisen, you can embark on your journey with a main pawn that can
Yeah,
be customized.
I'm always a bit dubious about games where, but maybe AI pawns, as he's sort of saying, not AI porn, AI pawns.
Pawns are controlled by the AI.
Maybe better nowadays.
Decisions than in the
Yeah,
previous title.
that's what he's saying. More precise. Yeah,
They can also help guide you to new locations.
because sometimes you feel like you're playing with absolute idiots, with it NPCs.
It really feels like playing in a party with other players.
Yeah.
Dragon's Dogma 2 is built with the RE engine, resulting in a dense world woven
Can't-
with high graphical fidelity.
Can't knock that RE engine.
Roughly 4 times the size of the original Dragon's
Wow,
Dogma.
4 times.
With more to experience than ever before. The characters and monsters that populate the world are given life thanks to the power of AI. And players will feel like they've been reborn in this vibrant fantasy
So
world.
this looks a
You can
big,
look forward
epic
to a
world.
variety of vocations to choose from. Your vocation will shape your Arisen's role throughout the adventure. Will you take on enemies with swords? Magic? It's all up to you.
What would you do? Swords or magic? Sword for me. No,
But for
magic.
now,
Magic, because you could
I
project
want to
magic.
go over a few sections from the trailer that show what we've improved for Dragon's Dogma 2.
It's interesting because these Japanese
Game is designed
presentation
to enable players
has
to
the
take on
same
situations in their own
structure.
way.
Now I want to go over. Here's the game. Then we're going to tell you new things. And now I want to go over what we've just seen.
What would happen if you destroyed that bridge, or if you pulled that monster's leg?
Never pull a monster's
What
leg.
other exciting possibilities can you think of? Meet two characters pivotal to the story that also appear in the game's key art. Ulrika, a
Ulrika,
connection to the Arisen, and Nadinia, a high priestess of the Beast Ring, which appear in the series for the first time. What destiny awaits? How will they affect your fate?
This
The
looks
intricate
very good,
relationships
Cloudbusters.
and situations you
Does
will
look
encounter
bad.
in the game
I mean,
are
good.
sure to keep
Does
you
look
on your
good.
toes. During your adventure, you will come across familiar monsters from the previous game, as well as new monsters, such as Medusa. You can look forward to new player vocations and many new experiences unique to
It
Dragon's
looks
Dogma
really
2.
the RE engine really
tuned for
being
more information.
showcased.
Thank you so much for tuning in.
All right, I gotta go. Yes, magic for me.
Dragon's Dogma 2 will be available on PlayStation 5, Xbox Series X, Xbox Series S, and Steam.
Now, from a GeForce Now point of view, it'd be interesting to see whether these
And now,
make
a
it.
quick look at the Capcom 40th anniversary sale.
We got a sale.
Kicking things off, we have well-known titles such as Dragon's Dogma and the Ace Attorney series. Don't miss this opportunity to pick up a few of Capcom's most influential hits.
Is this sale on Steam?
To celebrate,
Yes!
We're also offering a limited time bundle of some of Capcom's major titles on Steam.
See what I say? Steam.
That wraps up today's Capcom
There we go.
Showcase. Thank you for watching. New games and updates.
Thank you for watching. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for watching. Yeah, see you next time. A massive thank you for everybody who stayed and watched the Capcom Showcase as an added bonus. I hope you found that interesting. Hey, Cloudbusters, we're not watching the post-show. It's just the post-show. Can we put everything back to normal now? I want to say a big... let's go back to... Switch this off. A massive, massive thank you for watching, staying around, watching only the Xbox Monday Night Chat, but the Capcom showcase as well, and all of that with me. Have a wonderful, wonderful week. There's so I told you, didn't I? We're getting into the games festival season, as it were, the E3 period. We've had the Xbox showcase, Starfield presentation, Ubisoft. We had the Summer Games Festival. We've got the Capcom. It's all happening. Exciting times. GeForce Now Thursday should be a good one. I missed it last week. I had the rallies come over to stay, but this week should be a good one. Make sure you tune in Thursday, 10 p.m. UK time for the GeForce Now Thursday chat. If not, I'll see you same time, same place next week for the Xbox Monday Night Chat. Have a wonderful, wonderful week. Thank you so, so much for watching and sticking with me, especially through all the trials and tribulations at the beginning. Thank you. Arigato gozaimasu.